Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a healthy but sweet treat. I recently decided to make a change in the way I eat. I'm still baking and doing all the sweets for my family, but I'm trying to cut out like cookies and cakes and all that fun stuff, but I still want that sweet treat for when I feel like having one. So today I'm going to show you, I just found this recipe on Pinterest. I made it a little different than what I found because I used what I had in my kitchen. But it's very simple. It requires no baking at all. You may want to make space in your freezer because it requires solidifying in the freezer. But other than that, you just need your stove top to do a double boil or a microwave. If you have a microwave, I don't have a microwave. I've told you that before, I think. So anyways, let's get started. It's a nut cluster. You're gonna need 3 different nuts. I have cashews, walnuts, and pecans. It actually calls for pecans, cashews, and almonds, but I don't have any almonds on hand, so I substituted with walnuts, and it worked perfectly fine. So a few ingredients, simple to make, and very delicious to eat. My son actually ate my last batch. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 out of the batch because I don't eat them that often, but we're gonna start. You're gonna need 1/3 cup of each nut. So that's 1/3 cup of walnuts. I kind of crushed them up the last time I did it just to make them into smaller pieces. It makes it a little easier to mix around. Not as big. So I broke them up. You can use whatever kind of nuts you want. If you want to use peanuts, if you want to use almonds, if you want to use cashews, you want to use whatever you want to use. It's all up to you. Whatever kind of nuts you like. You can even just do a couple different nuts, or you could do 1 thing of nuts and just triple the amount of the nuts with the rest of the other stuff. So, but I like this blend together, so I'm gonna do that. Now I have 1/3 cup of pecans, and these 2 I'm gonna break them up. On my stove I have a double boil going. You might want to start that before you start combining all your ingredients because it is one of the last steps, but it takes a little bit for the chocolate to melt. So on the stove, on the double boil, I have 5 ounces of chocolate with 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. So you're going to melt that into the chocolate. The purpose of the coconut oil is to make it kind of like a little less, the chocolate a little less hard when you bite into it. And now I have 1/3 cup of the cashews. I had to hide my bag of cashews so I could make this video. My husband was eating them all. I said, just because I want to make that video, I won't have any left to do. I mean, I could have done it with the other 2 types of nuts, but the cashews are really good in them. You give that little salty balance to the sweetness. So I'm just trying to turn a new leaf for my health, just to feel better. I do struggle with like my hormones and stuff, and been doing a lot of research on changing how I feel just by changing what I put in my body. So that was my biggest reason for watching what I eat, trying to make healthier choices, snack ideas. Okay, now you are going to need a teaspoon of coconut sugar. You're going to sprinkle that on top of all the nuts. And you're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. sprinkle that. You're going to need 1/3 of a cup of coconut flakes. Put that in there as well. I'm going to stir this just to mix it all together. Okay, so now I just have like a mixture of nuts and coconut. And here, you're going to need to melt a tablespoon of coconut oil to coat the nuts. So you can do that in your microwave or your stove top, whichever. I don't know what that is. It's a piece of, I got some cinnamon in my bowl. Okay, so I'm going to coat my nuts and coconut. I'm going to stir that to combine everything. This basically just helps it like solidify together when you put it in the freezer, along with adding the coconutty flavor. Now you're going to need a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Just it makes it a lot easier to remove. And what I did, I'm actually going to get a smaller spoon. Sorry, I had to give my chocolate a stir, so it was starting to, I put it on low because it was already melted and it was already starting to solidify. So I take about a spoonful of the nut mixture and I put it on the pan. Kind of just want to make it into a pile. It won't form to anything right now. It's not like a sticky substance. It's just, oops. You really want a good amount. And it doesn't matter if they're close together. It's not like you're baking these and they're rising and they're spreading and whatever. You can put them close enough together. You just do that, as many as you can do. Last time I made them a little too big, so this time I'm going a little smaller. Just like the perfect balance between salty and sweet. I love salty and sweet desserts. I have about 9 on my pan right now. I'm going to toss them over a little bit because I want to try and squeeze a few more. I still have quite a few spoonfuls, I think, about. Trying to think outside the box a little bit with snack ideas, so I probably will do a little more videos with healthier snack choices just because I want to learn new ideas and figure you guys could learn with me. Who doesn't like ideas on how to or what to make? Okay, I have enough. I'll probably add a little bit to each cluster because I don't have enough room on my pan to. So I have about 12. Okay. So now that is done. I'm going to grab the chocolate. Actually, I'm going to use the same spoon. Clean this spoon off. I'm going to need. Bring the double boil over here just because I don't want to burn myself with the bowl. And all you're going to do is take a spoonful of the chocolate. You're going to drizzle it on top of kind of like place it. It's still kind of thick, the chocolate. So what I do is I put like a dollop on top of the nuts, and then I spread it around. Flattens out as you spread it. Just because you want to eat healthy doesn't mean that you don't want a sweet treat every now and then, right? I mean, I don't mean overindulge in this either, because it's still chocolate, obviously, but it is a healthier choice as opposed to reaching for cookies or cake, or you're getting your nuts and you're getting, this is dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is better than milk chocolate, health-wise. You may not like the flavor, but I've always enjoyed dark chocolate more than I've enjoyed. Actually, I can't say I've always. As I got older, I started liking dark chocolate more. So another option in this recipe that I saw is you can sprinkle salt, like a coarse salt on top of it. I don't have any on hand, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm sure it would be really good if you did. So spring's right around the corner. I don't know about anybody else, but I really am excited. I've had enough of winter. We had no snow up until January where we live. We usually have snow by November. We're all enjoying that. But then we got slammed with a storm that gave us 2 feet of snow. I think between 2 storms we got at least like 5 feet, I would say. It's been crazy. It's time for winter to go. Now if you have like nuts that like kind of like fall away from your clusters, just like grab them and put them into the chocolate and they'll stay in place. Okay, so now I have 12 clusters on my pan. I'm going to stick them in the freezer. You leave it in there for about an hour so it can really solidify, and then when you remove it, you can put, it says on the recipe it had said to keep it in the freezer and then let it thaw before you eat it, but I kept them in the fridge and it did perfectly fine. Once they're solidified, they're okay to stay in the fridge. So that would be my recommendation, so you don't have to defrost it every time you want to eat one. So I'm going to stick those in the freezer. And I will be back to show you the end result. And yeah, see you in a little bit. Okay, so it's been a few hours. I went to run my errands, took the kids skating. So now I'm going to pop those out of the freezer and I'm going to show you what they look like. Okay, so this is what they look like. Nice and solid, held together. And And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plop them into a container and we're going to store them in the fridge and then we'll eat them as we want. Okay, so just going to layer it into the container. Should be able to fit them all in here, hopefully. And I'm going to eat one because they're really good. And why not? I'll show you how. See, they're really frozen right now, but your layers of chocolate and nuts and coconut. And it's so crunchy right now, but it's very good. You get the hint of cinnamon along with the coconut. It's really, really good. So it makes it a little easier when you're watching what you eat or trying to make healthier choices if you have something that you can indulge in every now and then. So if you like this little follow along recipe, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I will have other videos like this. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.